Hey y'all, it's Bohemia with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart Readings, and I just decided to go ahead and do this reading now, right after the other one. I do have a lot of different ideas for readings. If you have ideas, drop them below. If at any time my darling child wakes up, I will make a part two in this stream and do another one when I can. So let's get into it. This is about your sex life. I didn't do a particular question because I feel like it's such a broad spectrum for a first time pick a card reading that we're getting into this. So this could have, many meanings to how you want to apply with the answers and questions that you have for your sex life. We'll be using quite a few different decks here. We have the Phantasmagoria deck, which is the Tarot Vampires. We have the Chocolate Lover's Messenger cards, Next World Tarot, Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards, Ocean Oracle cards, and we also have the Dame Darcy. It's a mermaid tarot, and that one doesn't come with like a box, so that's just the bag that I put it in. All right, so go ahead and set into which deck seems or set of cards seems good for you. We have number one here with Garnet. It's in the rough. Hi. Oh yes, we still got to do that past life one. That's right. Two, we have a seashell here. It's like a little spirally one. Oop. Three, we have the rhodonite. Four, we have the pink opal. Five, we have fire quartz. And six, we have a seashell. And then, of course, at the end, we'll have the collective reading for everyone who tuned in, okay? And I will just say this channel is for everybody, all relationship types, all gender spectrums. I actually have a Facebook page that I run. Hi, Dark Being. That is called Over the Rainbow. If you guys check that out on Facebook. So if there's any hate towards that, you could leave my channel. So, we're very inclusive here. So this is for everybody. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I hope you have your set picked out. So for those of you who chose the garnet here, yes. Oh, thank you. Yeah, these I felt, oh, that's another thing. Thank you for reminding me about the crystals. I did feel like these are the immediate boom 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 that came, but I did feel like I was drawn to so many crystals here. So I think that a lot of people watching, you might benefit from crystal healing or using crystals in meditation or energy work or something for different aspects of your sex life that you're working on. So I did feel very connected to a lot of them. Okay, so we have the Temperance card. We have a Six of Pentacles reversed. This is for number one, rejection. We have icing, chocolate icing, which is inspiration. For the seashell, the ocean oracle, we have this one, 106, which is Taurus Welk, someone or something increasing in value. And we have the Three of Cups. So how I decided to do this reading, I should have said already, is we have different setups for the different cards. So you'll have a message about kind of the hidden side or the side that you're afraid of in your sexuality. You'll have one of your sexuality. You'll have a little hint of a chakra or energy field that needs to be worked on. You'll have a message from your sexual self. You'll have a message from like your guides or whoever you connect to in spirit who guides you, and then you'll have just kind of your sexuality through a new lens. All right. So for number one, we have Temperance here. So what might need to kind of come out more in your sex life, or something that you might struggle with, is when you're very different from others, trying to find a balance. You could have had relationships that you guys were culturally different, spiritually different, financially, like different kind of social rankings, and so you might feel like that is something that is hard for you to connect with sexually. You might also feel, this definitely could be a card of feeling fetishized, like you feel like maybe sexually you're different, you're a mixed person, or you're just like just a type of race or something that's always just kind of objectified when it comes to sexuality and not really like honored as your own being. So for some of you that could be the case. So that could be something that you have to work on and seeing how you want to feel empowered through that. Some of you it's wanting to feel a spiritual connection with the person, and but being like really afraid to. So this could definitely be like having that kundalini energy, as they say, that's not really expanded throughout your body. It's not really like a full spiritual connection for you yet. So that might be something that you want to open up and be a little bit more brave working with, and not to villainize in yourself. Now we have Six of Pentacles reversed of the part to be lighthearted about. Now I'm definitely getting immediately, for some of you this could be your weight. You might be very sensitive about your weight, and this is it's saying like be more lighthearted about that. Don't worry about your weight. Another thing though is some of you might feel like if you like flirt or try to make advances, that the other person, like there's bad timing. Either you don't realize or the other person doesn't realize kind of what's going on in the exchange, and that could be, or you could this combination and this here. You might feel like there's not always equal exchange in your sexual relationships. So this is saying that that's how you'll know someone who's a good sexual partner, is that they'll be like it'll be easy to have this exchange with them, that there won't be confusion about consent or attraction. Now I am seeing here that your chakra here, and this is like a gray color, which is their color for like purpley for the crown chakra, I believe. So this is saying that that's feeling rejected from others. I feel like sometimes when you're feeling rejected from others, you're actually, it's kind of like your spirit protecting itself. So I would really watch that. I don't feel that every time that you're feeling rejected from others sexually, or like you're like, well, I don't think they're attracted to me, I don't always think that it's a bad thing. Sometimes it's actually very necessary for you, because as you're somebody who's learning how to connect spiritually when you're having a intimate connection with somebody. So it's kind of a way of self-protection. There is the energy though of working and releasing the times where that has happened for you. Okay, so you really want to work on releasing that from your energy body, and it's going to come from your crown chakra. All right, so the message from your sexual self is inspiration. It's about finding more inspiration. So this could feel a bit shy for you. You might be like, I don't want to read erotica. I don't want to look at no nudie paintings. Like this is saying that you need to be a bit more inspired in your sexual life. Don't be so shy or embarrassed. Or if you've already been open to some of those things, maybe finding something new and fresh that inspires you, or even creating works of art that you can channel your own sexuality through and kind of like use them as a lens to see how you're really feeling. You guys are making me read this. I'm just kidding. Champagne has her emojis with her eyes and her ears covered. I know, right? All right, now the message. Look, now the message from Spirit about your sex life. They know. Okay. Is it says someone or something increasing in value. Now I definitely see that. I think in the past that there was some shortchanging you did of yourself, and you might shoot, someone might even be a sex worker or a stripper or something, and like literally shortchange yourself. But this is talking about really knowing what you're worth. Like what is the other person giving into the partnership? What are they giving in the sexual interaction? Even if it's like, you're not having a partnership, but even if you're just, hooking up with a friend, and you get, what are they giving in to you as well? It shouldn't be one-sided, one person doing all the work. And of course this could go both ways. Are you giving into your partners as well, or giving in as an giving something to them as well in the exchange? Now, in seeing your sexual life through a different lens, I have the Three of Cups here, which is joy. One, for some of you, it's saying like actually like consider being happy and joyful in your sexual interactions. Like if you really go back, do you have a lot of them where that occurred, like where you're actually having a good time? Now, for some of you too, this is saying there could be multiple parties. Okay, so this is different levels. All right, I'm going to give a few different examples because people are going to have this interpreted differently. Okay, so for some of you who are open in relationships, or this could be a sign of maybe you're actually attracted to being open, more open in your relationships, or trying like a threesome or being poly or something of that nature. Okay, so that's something to consider, and it should be, it's joy. It should be happy and mutually open and beneficial to others if that's the case. Now, on the other side, if you have a close relationship or you only like one partner at a time, this is talking about really analyzing if you are looking for too much out of just your sexual partner. So are you expecting that sexual partner to also be like, the person, like they gotta wash the dishes with you, and they gotta and they gotta go to your spiritual practice with you, and they gotta be your best friend and go bowling with you and be like supreme, sex goddess or god to you? And like, how much are you expecting out of your sexual partner? Is it too much, or are those some of those qualities things that you should be expecting of other people? Like, should it be your bestie's job to go and do the best friend stuff with you, some of those things? Or, should you get a maid to help you clean every single thing that you want cleaned? So I feel like there's some of you might be not getting pleasure out of your relationship because there's too much that's being expected from one person. And so the things that actually should be coming from that partner aren't coming. All right. All right. So that is your little check in there if you chose number one. It's a lot of cards for this one. And some of these like threw out more than one card per deck. I was just like, oh my. Okay. So if you chose number two with the spiral shell, let's see what you got. We got the Six of Grails, or the Six of Cups reversed. We got Temperance again. And another one. We got Seven of Cups. We got Grief. Peanut butter chocolate, which is security. Oh, why is this reversed? It's hard for me to get some of these. Yeah, I like that spirally shell. I like this one too. I think it's the moon shell, isn't it? Yep, shark's eye moon snail. Blowing things out of proportion. Ooh, and reverse. Ooh, child. Okay. And we got the Eight of Wands. Direct action. Okay, thank you for all the likes, y'all, and the love. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. So, definitely when we're looking into, kind of the scarier side, the hidden side for number two, if you chose this wonderful shell here, we have Six of Cups reverse. He's still, I know, right? He looks like he's stealing them purses and he's happy about it. So if you chose number six, this is definitely safe. For some of y'all, there's stuff that needs to be unpacked from childhood that wasn't good, okay? This could be feeling like, and it could be whether it's like the first person wasn't the right person, and that wasn't enjoyable. There could have been trauma or abuse that happened. It could have just been things that were programmed into you about sexuality when you were young. Like, whether it was just demonized, or for some people, maybe you just saw it too explicit or too much, or, so there's some rewriting that you want to do that's still internally like there. For some of you, it might just be that like hum in the background that, you're just that last key that you need. For some people, you might know, and it might be really something that you struggle with every day. But this is saying to go back and kind of rewrite that. And my hand just started shaking out of nowhere. So for some of you, I feel like that's a very scary thing. So I really want you to feel supported, and know that you can have harmony and heal those things. So what we have for the lighthearted part to embrace is, we have Temperance again, and we have the Seven of Cups. So this is to know that you have options. I feel like you can actually connect with a variety of people. Like, you have a way to sexually understand like a lot of different types. It could be a little bit difficult sometimes because you can kind of diversify or something, but so you have a range of people that you could be attracted to, or who you can be attracting, and a lot of different options. So that's good to embrace about yourself and not feel bad, not villainize yourself about. Some of you guys might definitely have been like taught like, oh, don't be a whore, don't be a tramp, or something like that when you were younger, and just like carry that with yourself. So you could, usually when that happens with people, they go one way or the other. Either they start being with everybody, or they don't be with anybody. So this is, but you have a nice balance there. I feel like you have the ability to have like different types of relationships. Like, maybe this friend, you can handle being a friends with benefits. Maybe this friend or this person, like, you're this deep soul shaking love or sexual intimacy. So I think that's a good thing to know about yourself, and to, I think that ties a lot to that energy. So, um, as much as you can definitely connect with a relationships, I think that you know where your heart stands in them, because you have had some grief where feeling like you were okay with a certain setup in a relationship, and then that not being okay, or it changing, and then having like some pain, emotionally and in your heart space from that. And it can also be grief due to other things. The one that you lose that was like, that wasn't a sexual partner, but it can just block things, and then it changes, other parts of your life. So this is where you want to work on your getting your energy right, so that you're sexually present in a way that you can be whole. So that's the thing. When we look at our chakras, you're like, well, I don't care about that, I just want to go and have a good time. Well, but if you think that, but your heart energy isn't right, that's how you can end up catching feelings. Right? And look, he's gonna catch him catch him in a big way. Yep. And he does have that green and gold, like, right there. So that's why it's important for us to be like whole when we're going forward, so that we are really in control in our relationship. So that's something that you really want to look towards. Now we have security there, and that's it. You need to know what your emotions are, so that you can just, this is direct action, 8 of Wands, like, bam, I want it, I'm gonna go with it, I'm gonna have a good time, I feel safe. This is that energy, like, I am safe, I am sexually safe, I am emotionally safe, like, I trust myself, I'm gonna make good choices. It's good. And what was the card here? Blowing things out of proportion. Okay, so that could happen. There could be some triggers that happen. So what could happen with this is, part of you might feel like, yeah, I could totally just be okay about it, maybe. And then it's like, the other person's like, why are you getting crazy? Like, we had a good connection, we went with it, and now, like, it's out of control, what's going on? So that's how, one example of how that can manifest. So healing that, you're going to be able to live in that passion, feeling safe, and feeling a lot more free in your relationships. Okay. All right. That's if you chose number 2. These are coming out long, huh? All right. For number 3, if you chose rhodonite, let's see what we got. We have the 10 of Scepters, which is the 10 of Wands reverse. We have the 7 of Swords. We have Bittersweet. Chocolate ice cream again, which is joy. That was in the last one. Rose coral. Oh, I have a necklace of that. Listening to one's head, analyzing everything before taking action. And we have the 7 of Cups reverse. Imagination. Okay, so if you chose rhodonite, let's see what this is. Okay, I feel like internally your deeper side, the side that's a little bit more private, is ready. I think you're to the point, you're like, you're kind of done. Whatever blockages you had, whatever issues you had, you're done with feeling that in your sex life. You don't want to carry any more burdens anymore. Maybe you've done a lot of work to get rid of that. Maybe you've literally just kind of, acted out all of the things that needed to be acted out. I'm trying to make sure this is staying on so I can charge my phone. Sorry. And so now you're just to the point that you're wanting to release, just get rid of it, get rid of all that baggage, let it go. And I think that's good. Releasing all that energy, any energy you're holding to past sexual connections, is good. Like, cut and clear. You're now, this is the thing. This could get you in trouble, because your lighthearted energy, all right, if we're on number 3, your lighthearted energy could relationships where you're just like, I don't care, like, if I want to connect, and if I actually find someone that I sexually, have chemistry with, like, I don't care if they're married, I'm married, what's going on, like, I don't care, I'm gonna get what I need to get, what's there. And so then it's bittersweet, because you might have some really happy connections, right? But then you're in a situation where you feel you're having to sneak, and you might, that might be a little fun to you. You might like a little cloak and dagger, and just, as long as you're not getting caught up in baggage. But the thing is, that's exactly what gets you caught up in some baggage, don't it, though? All right, so um Oh, yep. Yep. So this is listening to one's head, analyzing everything before taking action. This is what spirit's saying to you, right? So your body's like, joy, joy, let's get it, let's get it. But it's like your throat chakra, your own self, like you even know it's like, man, this is kind of bittersweet. This is kind of bittersweet. So, and the thing with you is you might act out sexually when you feel like you're not being heard, when you feel like you're not being, your communication, your words, like if you feel like you're not important to someone enough to listen, like you don't have, someone to message you back or something like that, is when you want to kind of get yourself in sexual danger. Now I do, with this you could get into some sexual danger as far as you want to make sure you ain't picking up someone else's baggage, if you know what I mean. Okay. All right. So, but you can act this out in fun ways too. You could do little strangers at the bar or something like that, a little sweet and salty. So it doesn't, it says you overthink things a lot. So you're definitely aware of what you do. So, plan out a good night like that. So then you have the Seven of Cups reversed as your lens of how to look at things. Okay, okay. So this says stop thinking so much about every other option, right? That's how you get your joy, is living in the moment. So, some of you that chose number 3, you might, even when you're with somebody, be like, oh, but what if someone else is better? What if something else is better? You're not living in your body present. Or you might be really worried about someone else cheating, and because you can think of all the ways it could happen, and you're just like, oh, I wonder if they're thinking of this other person, this other person. So it's like you have to kind of let go of all those other options, and even let go of all your other fantasies. Like your fantasies kind of interrupt each other. Like allow yourself to enjoy that one right there, right present, that chocolate ice cream is right there. So don't be thinking about Rocky Road and Peppermint Swirl and whatever else is going on. Focus right there. I know she is, right? Doing the Marilyn Monroe at the bar, right? It's like one at a time, one at a time, okay? I think that's what will give you more pleasure at this time, or at least being a bit more above board, okay? Unless it's the plan, you know, to have one of those kind of nights. All right, for those of you who chose 4, I'm going to try to go a little bit quicker. I don't want anyone to miss out though. Okay, so we have pink opal. Yes, and it's pinker in person too. I wish it showed up. It's like a soft pastel-y bubblegum pink. We have Justice. This one wanted, the bottom 3 all gave a lot from the Vampire Tarot. Like it wasn't playing. We have 2 of Grails. Oh, partnerships. All right, and we have the 6 of Knives, which is the 6 of Swords reversed. We have the 3 of Wands. Wisdom, which is the heart chakra here. Almond chocolate, achievements. Orange spider conch, which is changing roles or jobs, or change within a job. So interesting, 2 cards referencing achievements or like jobs. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, the home of ideas. That also came up reversed in the last reading in the soulmate one. So if you got it in that, I did shuffle all both ways and everything. Okay, so with you, if you chose number 4, which is the pink opal, we have definitely your deeper self is wanting partnership. Like that's just there. You have the Justice and the 2 of Grails. You want a soulmate connection regardless. You might have a hard time. Like you kind of want that's it's tied into your sexual energy, that you want that soulmate who's going to sweep you off your feet, change your life, just make everything better. That's just there. And so it might be good to acknowledge that, because externally, if you're fighting that, I see externally, you might be like, man, I just want, a sugar daddy or something, there could be like a different kind of focus, but really like you want an emotional connection. You want a lifetime partner, you want that there so much. And I think it's kind of coming up in the part of yourself that you villainize a bit, and it would be good to analyze why. I think it doesn't have to be a negative, just society does kind of overly program us with that, and so you might feel like, oh, that's it's starting to be not cool to want the knight in shining armor, right? But I think that there's a place for it definitely. So seeing how that feels for you and really analyzing. Another thing is, if you're going through a period of being single and your sexual energy is so tied up with only a soulmate partner, how does that look for you? Yeah, are you okay with not having a sex life? So that could be why, if you're like, man, I don't want to just go and be celibate, but you just can't connect with someone sexually. It's just not happening. Hi, Pearl. That could be why. Is because, low key, your whole sexual energy is just like, nah, nah, nah. It's kind of locked up to one person, almost like there's a soul contract there. So you might have to, depending on if you're okay staying celibate, if you're okay waiting till you get married or have a soulmate, that's cool. But if you're not, you might have to go and rework. Yeah, that's blocked out. You just blocked yourself up. If not, you're gonna have to work on some release and kind of rework your internal conversation on that. Okay, so you're lighthearted. See, look. Your lighthearted energy saying all aboard. It's just, you're just trying to find someone compatible. You actually want to experiment a little bit. You want them to like match your list. You ain't trying to get away from it. I definitely feel like you're the kind of person that has a list. If you pick number 4, you don't want just anybody, but you have a little room for variety. So you're just like, man, it's about time. Like when's my ships coming in? Like I need to I need to get something going on, right? For 3 of Wands. So that's a fun energy. Really, I would say try to stay open again as long as your values are okay with, not waiting to just marriage or one specific soulmate partner. Then go ahead and do that energetic work so that you can start having. I feel like you do have multiple options that will be good connections with people who are passionate in the same ways that you are, but you might have all the dumb stuff that now you would never do again, or you were just kind of an old soul coming in and you already knew that wasn't for you, oh my gosh. um Allow yourself. I feel like you're out of time, even if you do end up having multiple options on the course of time. Okay, so we have almond with achievements. Okay, and then we had that with this card, which is talking about changing jobs and roles. One, you might have to change your own role sexually. So if you always have to be the one in power, the one who is and even having too much goals sexually can be a thing. I feel like like I said, you have that list. And so it's like, man, I got to, accomplish this and this and this is what we're supposed to be able to do sexually. And this needs to happen by the third date. That there could just be like, maybe you had so much time waiting for this partner that your imagination went wild and you have a whole. And so this is the lens you're supposed to see through it. It's kind of letting go of that, letting go of the ideas of what your body's supposed to do, what their body's supposed to do, the list, letting that go. Another thing is you might feel that until you're a certain amount of like achievements, like until you're making a certain amount of money or something, it's almost like you feel like you can't, like, okay, first I have to make this much money, and then when I'm rich, then I'll have a fulfilling sex life. It's like this kind of connection to finance or being successful, being when you can have what's your soulmate doing in that card? So you could have this, I definitely see this energy here where you might feel like, or until you've worked your body out to a certain point or something, like, that you just gotta settle, or that you're only gonna get a certain kind of person. So you just remember, speaking of Marilyn Monroe, like she even started talking about she didn't even have like an orgasm or anything, and then she died shortly after that. So, and she's like one of the greatest sex symbols there are. So it's not always celebrity or finance or success that's going to give you permission to enjoy yourself. So I think that's very important for you to remember if you pick number 4, okay? And let yourself achieve what you need to sexually now without putting so much pressure on yourself that you can't even enjoy, because I do see that today. All right, but yeah, you might, if someone is well secured, if someone does go out and treat you right, that does help you out in warming up. Okay, for those of you who chose number 5, which is the fire quartz, we have the 7 of Grails reverse, which is the 7 of Cups. Look, all these got 3. 6 of Pentacles, well, Skulls, which is Pentacles reverse. That's the second one to have that. And we have the 8 of Grails, which communication, the importance of sharing thoughts and feelings, and it's reverse. Y'all, I already know who it is. Oh, we have low tint olive, low self-esteem, low self-worth, tendency to settle for less. I can't remember if that was just reversed, but I get what it means. So and then we have the Two of Wands, Dominion. It is all, but you know what? I immediately got it when I was flipping these over, and as it went, I was like, it felt more so. This definitely has a lot of fuckboy energy all over it. All right. I see ghosting, right? I see insecurities. I see really struggling with sexuality. If this isn't you, this could be the partners that you've been with. And so I will remind everybody, once we have sexual partners, we don't have to, give our soul away like some extreme religions teach or something, but we do share energy, and we can be holding their energy field and us. They can have some of our energy, which is why it's sometimes hard to get over someone that we've been intimate with or that we've broken up with or something. So making sure to clear energy, however you do your spiritual cleansing, and call all your energy back to you and release all their energy back to them is important. So I say that because number 5 is definitely illustrating that. All right. On the negative side, this can show being stuck on one person, feeling like there's no other options, even though this person is not giving back to you. You're not letting go of this person. And it's like, it's even taking, even on the lighthearted side, it's showing that it takes extremes to break you away from this person. So this could be, kind of hateful sex or make up to break up, that kind of thing going on. Can be really ghosting and toxic, yeah. And, so this can be, the Tower can be, like erection, very strong sexual drive, but it doesn't have to be in a nice way, and the way these cards are, that's not how it's showing. Hibernation is that ghosting energy when combined with all these cards here, and we have the self-esteem and insecurity issues. And then this one again was the sharing thoughts and feelings and stuff, but that's reversed. And then 2, she said it says Scorpio. Shoot, I was feeling a lot of Aries too. That could be Scorpio. There's even some Pisces and Taurus here. So yes, and so the Two of Wands is a card of free will. So, and it says Mars, and look, Mars and Aries, that'll do it right there. So this, really remember, if you chose number 5, this is not saying this is your eternal sex life. It's saying this is the energy that is there. This is the energy that is, even look right here, look at that energy. It's messing with their root to their heart chakra. This is your root chakra. So it might really be time for you to work on releasing from a past relationship. And I feel like even if that past relationship was good, it could be corrupting the energy because you're not letting it go. And so now, because you're not letting go of that past one, like everyone that you meet is taking advantage or being shady or has some nasty kind of energy, or you're doing that to them, right? That's like the vibration. That's like the root chakra is just kind of crumbled and breaking. So, and right here it says looking through a lens. This is the thing that sucks. So this is that here could be feeling like, hi, Valentina. The 8 of Grails here is Pisces energy. It can be that feeling like a victim, right? And I'm Pisces, so I know this kind of the other spectrum of that. And so this card right here, the Two of Wands, is Mars and Aries, dominion, taking dominion over your sex life, really realizing that you have free will. The Two of Wands is such a free will card for me. This is seeing your sex life through a different lens, that it could be getting in very karmic relationships, as Champagne says. So this is you realizing that you have choice, that you have free will, that you can change how you look at those past relationships, and I feel like even some of you that have been violated and had someone take your personal power, I can definitely see that as well. For a select few with this, it is about now becoming empowered and reclaiming your life, reclaiming what you do from here moving forward, claiming your choices for your body. All right, so you're working on learning how to communicate and share feelings and emotions, learning how to let go of people who are toxic and to address the situation. So it's not asking you to ignore anything, but it's saying the Tower for me is always emergency care. Like, what do you need during an emergency? You need to, water, which represents the emotions like it does in tarot, and connectivity, right, which is missing here. You need to feel safe. Here we have insecurity, and you need to feel like you matter and reach out to your loved ones and have connection. So, and right here it's showing that that's not happening. Tendency to settle for less. All right. So I really encourage you, if you chose number 5, to move forward in a way that you're no longer settling for less, that you're empowered, that you realize it is okay. It doesn't matter if you were married, if it was a karmic relationship, if someone violated you, it is okay to let it go and to have free will to handle it the way that is best for you. So for those of you, I definitely feel like there's a few who have had some assault happen too. It is your choice how you decide how you want to handle that, so that you feel safe and whole. Okay, and that is up for you to decide. So get feeling safe and secure. Those of you who were on the side where you're being the aggressor, or being the fuck boy, being the one who's being careless to others, it's time to look at the roots of your behavior in that way is that insecurity, and so you coming to this reading is a good step, and picking this one here, it means your spirit really wants to learn how to be more responsible sexually, and honor yourself and others in that interaction, which is a great thing. So maybe do some positive hibernation and work on yourself, and be okay with saying, like, dang, like, I'm feeling insecure, like, let me fix that up. Okay. All right, that was like a really cohesive one. All right, last one, and then we'll do the collective for those of you who chose this seashell, which is one of my favorite seashells. Let's see what we have. We have the Chariot. Ooh, look at that. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. 5 of Skulls, which is the 5 of Pentacles reverse. We have the Lord of Knives, which is the Knight of Swords. And we have the Ace of Swords, Despondence, Peanuts, which is Trust reverse. I think that came up in another reading. Let's see, we have this card. Oh, it's 111. And it is Turkey Wing Arc Shell, unhealthy behavior that must come to an end immediately, and it's reversed. Dang, y'all, these readings aren't playing. And then we have the World card, which says Capricorn and Saturn, and of course we have some signs from the different elements. They chose a fish, so there could be some Pisces there. Okay, let's see what we got for you. All right, so internally, you have 2 different sides that go on in kind of the deeper kind of sides within you. Part feels, you still laughing about the Turkish delight? Yeah, so that was the other reading. Check that out, y'all, the Soulmates one. So we have the 5 of Pentacles and the Chariot here with this Lord of Knives. So basically, you have 2 different sides to, like, that deeper hidden side in you. Part of you can feel rejected, but then it's like you don't want to feel rejected, or you don't want to feel like you don't know what's going on sexually. So then you just like want to conquer, so it's like this frustration that can happen. So it could make you want to be a dominatrix or something. You could use it that way. Um, but it's like this push and pull. So you might subconsciously seek out people who are going to undermine you, and then like have this like frustration that comes out where you just want to conquer them. This can also lead you to be attracted to people who do undermine you, and then you're just like, why am I attracted to this person? It's like you want to get back at them sexually or something. So that can play out in different ways, in healthy ways or toxic ways. So you have to see how that feels for you. Now I'm seeing that you need a lot of communication. So that's the lighthearted side. You like to hear words, you like to have a lot of talk, you like a meeting of the minds. Um, if you're not getting, I don't know, like even like this wrestling, fighting, competitive energy that's there. Of course, this is in the shadows, so you might not have embraced that and accepted that yet. But what you're really wanting in another way is to really have this kind of like on the same mental level, um, feeling like and understand each other. That would be your preferred way of connecting with someone. So it could come into verbal sparring for some of you. It definitely could be like arguments, like the way this energy could blend could be very interesting. But here we have trust, and I think that's why knowing somebody's mind is so important to you. I feel like it can make you a little crazy if you don't know like what someone actually thinks or what they actually, you know, are feeling or communicating. Like that's such a huge thing for you. So here is needing to feel like the feeling like the game is, because we do have the world card, and here this is about the world and connecting. So it's like you do want to know where your relationship stands with the person, but they might not always get that from you because you could be kind of flirtatious. So I feel like some of you can really use flirting and verbal banter to kind of cover up. To cover up some trust issues, right? So you can kind of keep people at a distance a little bit and keep them like almost like you're putting someone through trivia, and you can make it, you can really play it off kind of good when really you're trying to see if they're like this perfect fit. And part of you is honestly it takes you a lot to really really connect to somebody. So these little like I feel like there's like a lot of little games. It makes me think of like Geminis, right? Spinning. They can really keep you guessing. They can really keep you, but actually truly difficult. Sexual, strong Gemini energy. There's a strong Capricorn energy here. And that Capricorn, take it for granted, being treated like slave labor, being unappreciated. Okay, man, we're all feeling some kind of way. Fondant, great expectations. If y'all came to watch this, you got some great expectations with me. Isolation, death. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for watching. Five of Cups. All right, y'all. Look, basically, if you came and watched this with me, like we we're done with being unfulfilled, right? It's like everyone's like, we want orgasms, is basically what this is. But this is saying, this is really talking about decolonizing your sex life, which makes sense that I'd be wanting because it's kind of like a thing that I say. But this is Venus, right? And this is Earth Taurus, and this is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the institutions, the religion, the family dynamics, whatever it is that tries to own and kind of like colonize whatever it is and say like this is the way you have to do it, and it's reversed. So if you're coming to this reading, it means in some way in one of those areas you're no longer wanting to be controlled sexually. You're not wanting to have any parts of yourself that are like demonized. You want to feel, learn how to fully embrace yourself. We have, being taken for granted, being treated like slave labor, being unappreciated. Like that's some real strong language. That's real strong feelings, and that could be why, if you're isolated and not connecting with someone that's there, So it's saying we got some great expectations. Let's see. New beginnings are headed your way. This positive card comes as a reminder that you alone hold the power to be the difference you are seeking. All you have to do is try, notice the synchronicities and coincidences occurring around you on a daily basis, and you will find the knowledge, inspiration, and strength that you desire. I have all the power I need within myself to manifest my greatest expectations. All right, so don't back down from what you need. I also feel like with the isolation card, don't be afraid to learn how to please your own body, get your own orgasms. It's such a taboo thing, right? This could be what's taboo, but I feel like that's very important if you're going to know what those big expectations are as well. Now, the death card, orgasms are also called the little death, which is why I was not surprised to see that. It should have kind of shown up more. This is transitioning into that new phase of really making sure that you are sexually pleased. This is